So I don't know about you guys, but I'm not going to pass on a third baseman who I don't really want this year to sign a third baseman who I want even less next year. Let's talk about that one right now. What's going on, everybody? Hope you're all doing well. And hope you enjoyed a great weekend. If you watched some football, some great football. Kansas City Chiefs going to be facing the San Francisco 49ers. I think it's a repeat of 2020, if I'm not mistaken, that Super Bowl. So going to be some good football in a couple weeks. So we'll see. And I don't really watch the Pro Bowl, so I'll just wait for the Super Bowl. But that's just me. But back to baseball, okay? Obviously, Matt Chapman is available, and there's talks about the Yankees potentially being in on him and all this stuff. And he's a Scott Boras client, right? As is Blake Snell, as is Jordan Montgomery, as is Cody Bellinger. So those four pretty much are the big names that are left. And I don't know why people are of the assumption that the Yankees are going to get one or multiple of these guys. There's nothing to suggest that they're going to do that. And I understand people want, I get it. And again, like I said before, the Yankees have been pounded for overpaying for players, right? For buying championships. And now they're being pounded for not overpaying and buying championships, right? So you're damned if you do it, you're damned if you don't with the Yankees. So it is what it is, right? But one of these guys is Matt Chapman, okay? He's one of the third basemen that's available. Yes, solid hitting third baseman. He's also an elite defensive third baseman. There's no doubt about it, okay? But he's also a Scott Boras client. And I'm not exactly sure who tied him to the Yankees. I haven't heard the Yankees themselves say that we're looking at him, we're interested in, but they don't really do that anyway. But the Yankees have DJ LeMahieu ready, right? And the question to me is, what value would Matt Chapman bring that DJ would not bring, right? And where would we play DJ if we brought in Matt Chapman? Rizzo's at first base. DJ could be the floating utility guy, but so could Oswaldo Cabrera if he's not traded. So what's the point in bringing in Matt Chapman? Does the difference he would bring justify not only the big contract that automatically becomes double because the Yankees are the only team over the Steve Cohen threshold? I'm going to continue to point this out as long as people continue to ignore it. Okay, so if you give him $20 million a year, it becomes $40 million, just like that. Okay, period. Okay, and again, that not only has that, but he also comes with a qualifying offer, meaning you got to forfeit 2 draft picks, right? And $1 million of international signing money. And if the pipe dream actually becomes reality, the Roki Sasaki obsession, whether it's this year or the following year or blah, 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 right? Why would they put themselves in a position to have less money to go after this man if he gets posted early? Because if he does get posted early, he's going to be an amateur. It's going to be subject to this international money, not a major league contract. He won't be subject to a major league contract unless he waits until he's 25. Otherwise, he's going to have to go through 3 years of pre-arb, 3 years of arb. So, again, why would the Yankees put themselves in a position if the goal, and I'm not saying that the Yankees are going to get him. I'm also not saying the Dodgers are going to get him. He's not available. So, but with that said, this is why I like to use logic, and I like to use every bit of logic that's available. Because if the Yankees are going to go that route, why would they hamstring themselves with a guy like Matt Chapman, even if on a 1-year deal? Okay, and as some folks have suggested, let's put him on a 1-year deal so that we can sign this man the following offseason. Alex Bregman was one of the major perpetrators of the Houston Astros cheating operation, right? Yeah, solid third baseman, solid in the postseason. But again, do the Yankees want to bring that here? Because if he becomes free agent, there is no way in the world he's not going to have a qualifying offer attached to him. No way in the world he's not going to have 2 draft picks and international money as well. So the Yankees can hamstring them this coming off season and the one after, or the one after that, with a Bregman signing. Either one would put them in a disadvantageous position for a guy like Roki Sasaki. And again, the guy that so many folks are excited about and obsessing about because he throws hard. And he threw a perfect game in Japan. Good for him. I'm not saying he's not good, but these are the types of things that could be roadblocks to getting a guy like Roki Sasaki. Okay, and the Yankees are already linked to some of the top international free agents over the next year or two, also. So, how in the world are they going to do that and Roki Sasaki? This is the question. But even with notwithstanding, not even including Roki Sasaki, right? Why would you bring in Matt Chapman if he doesn't represent a massive upgrade of what we already have? And why would we do it over the Cohen threshold? Okay. Same thing that goes next year. Why would we bring him on a 1-year deal to then do the same thing next year with a guy like Alex Bregman? They give up another 2 draft picks, high draft picks, and more international money, and with a guy with a qualifying offer. Because, like I said, if he becomes a free agent, there is no way in the world Alex Bregman's not going to come with a QO. None. Zero. So that's the question I have today. Okay. I want to know what your thoughts are. Okay. And this is the type of stuff we're going to talk about. So make sure that you're subbed to the channel. Okay. This is why I push people to think and sometimes think outside the box, because these are the ingredients that are going to come later. They're going to present themselves later. This is not a Brian Cashman thing. Okay. Not a Brian Cashman fault. This is just the reality of baseball. People can hate on Cashman all they want. That it doesn't matter who the GM is. This is going to happen. If Matt Chapman's already assigned to a QO, if Alex Bregman becomes a free agent next year, he's going to be assigned to a QO. That's how a team benefits by losing the player. Okay, but at the end of the day, I'm a hard pass on Matt Chapman, and I'm definitely a hard pass on Matt Chapman to go on to Alex Bregman the following year. Okay, when we have DJ for the next 3 years, we also have guys like Tyler Bregman, and I'm guessing if a guy like Munetaka Murakami becomes available from Japan, he plays first base and third base. He's got a better bat than all these guys, so he would be expensive. He would come at a posting fee, obviously, but he would not come with a QO. He would not interfere with their ability to bring in other international prospects at all. So, and if they somehow get this other Scott Boras client named Cody Bellinger here, right? And there's been chat about that recently. I put out a video on that yesterday. And if that somehow happens and he goes to first base, then there's still going to have to be some roster tinkering with all that stuff. So, and if he goes to first, what are they going to do with Anthony Rizzo? Even though he's got 1 more year, he's got an option for 2025, but that's a team option if I'm not mistaken. But if he comes here, Bellinger comes here, could he be a roving person for 2024? Infield, outfield, DH? Possibly. And maybe that gives them flexibility to move some contracts. Because the fact is, no matter who these guys are, whether it's Chapman, whether it's Cody Bellinger, or even Blake Snell. Okay, right? Why do I bring up Blake Snell? Well, the fact is, the Yankees, as far as we know right now, they're the only team that has offered him officially a contract. So, or officially offered him a contract. And I have some folks saying, well, we got to, let's secure him. Let's up it. Why would we increase? I don't know why that happened. Why would we increase our offer when we're the only team that has a contract out to him? Can anybody answer that one? Okay. This is the type of stuff that presents itself. And this is why I push people to really, really challenge, put on their thinking caps. Okay. And because it elevates not only our minds, it elevates the conversation that we have here, but it also, puts other situations in front of us that we're going to have to think about. The guys I mentioned here already, Chapman, Bregman, and Roki Sasaki, right? I personally don't care if Roki Sasaki comes here or not, but a lot of other fans do, which is why I bring him up here. And there are obstacles in the way of a Roki Sasaki signing. Those 2 guys that I put out here are potential obstacles for that. Is anybody thinking about that? So, if people really want Roki Sasaki, do you really want one of these guys to be a reason they don't get him? Okay, and I'm not buying, well, it's the Yankees. They could buy what they want. They could say what. Put that to bed, please. Everybody knows that's not the case. Okay, they can't do whatever they want whenever they want. They can't. So, as much as I would like to, I like it to be the case. That's not the way it is. And like I said, I'm also respectful and aware of the financial side too, and all the stuff that comes along with it. Being a math nerd growing up and having a degree in business and minored in math and all this stuff, I'm constantly thinking about the economic figures of all this type of stuff. And even I don't work for the Yankees, I'm also willing to acknowledge the reality that they're facing with. They are the only team in baseball over the Cohen threshold. Nobody else is, not even the Dodgers, not the Mets. The Mets were last year. That's why it's called the Cohen threshold. The Mets are under it now. Okay. Dodgers not over yet. So, but it doesn't mean the Yankees have to go out and outspend the Dodgers because that's not going to guarantee the Yankees anything. And again, do any of these guys represent guaranteed upgrades over what they have now? Chapman, I don't think he does. And if they're going to Chapman for 1 year and then pivot to Alex Bregman, what's that going to do? I'm going to want that baggage that's going to come along with it, because if he has a rough time here, he's going to get the business from the fans too, and rightfully so. But again, this is the type of stuff that goes along with it. But again, both of these guys we're going to come with and will come with qualifying offers and draft picks and international money. And do the Yankees want to be losing 20% of their international money for 2 years straight to the point of when Roki Sasaki can potentially become posted? I don't know if they want to do that. I don't know. Give me your thoughts, gang. And if you do subscribe, and I thank you so much for it. Hit the notification too. That way, when I go live, you know exactly when I go live, when I put out news and report and stuff like that. And again, this isn't me changing my position, changing my mind. Some people say that too. Like, the reporting changes, right? It gets there. It's all over the place. And I put it out when it comes out. Beat writers and everything else. So it's not me flip-flopping on my positions. When the reporting changes, I'm going to let you know. That was my word. I promised to give you all the Yankees intel reporting when it came out, right? It's ever changing that way. So that means my reporting of the reporting is going to be ever changing too. Okay. I've stuck with certain positions from the beginning. I think the Yankees need 2 long relievers, right? Just to be the bridge from the starting rotation to the short relievers. I've said that for like 2 years now. My positions are consistent, okay? Both sides of the story is my other consistent position. Giving you every bit of information as possibly can so that you can make informed decisions. This is part of the puzzle here. And again, I want to paint this scenario so you can think about it a little bit. Does it change your mind on Roki Sasaki with these guys? Do you want any of these guys? And if you do you want them more than Roki Sasaki? And again, going back to the obvious fact that the Yankees are not guaranteed to sign Roki Sasaki. Neither are the Dodgers. He could sign with the freaking Brewers for all we know. The Royals. No idea. He could, because it's going to be, if he gets posted early, which I doubt he will be, because he would be forfeiting a lot of money. And so would his team be walking away from a lot of posting fee money. It doesn't make any sense at all to get posted early. This guy, no matter what his contract says, and his contract, this clause or whatever it is, I'll say this again. Okay, if it is allowing him to ask to be posted, that's totally fine. It does not require the team to post him early. And that's important to remember. If it did, the team would have posted him early when he asked in January. It did not. They did not. He's not here. So let me know what your thoughts are. But the fact is, to sum this up, I'm passing on Matt Chapman because we don't need him. And I'm definitely passing on Chapman to sign Alex Bregman. I don't want him either. He's good, yes, no doubt about it. But he's also going to be on the wrong side of 30, and he's going to cost a boatload of money. I would rather lock up Anthony Volpe and Jason Dominguez to an extension and get him here for 6 to 8 years than sign Alex Bregman. That is money well spent, in my opinion, for the Yankees. Let's get into it. Talk to you later.